Wild times. We're plunging into darkness tonight. And sometimes in life, we have to reach that low in order for us to reach a higher high. And as the United States plunges tonight, it's been a very interesting day. Even speaking to the community, so many strange, very, very strange things already occurring. And if you're on this, we're gonna understand at a very deep level the purpose of plunging into the darkness. Um, this country is in an extreme cold, experiencing such extremes where I am. I'll share a quick story. I like to paint a picture of what we're actually living through, and to see the weather, to see the supernatural or very strangely modified things that we're going through right now. I'm sure there are many people that are tuned into this message, whether you're hearing this on night one, night two, or night three. You will learn, if you make it through this message tonight, what the 3 days of darkness are all about. This ain't my first rodeo. I've been doing this for quite some time, and I see people that don't truthfully understand the depths of what must happen, what we have to go through. I've sat quietly with God for a long time. I understand that when you study the humans, when you study the psyche, when you watch how people are behaving, especially in this country, why this is necessary. Recently, I went out. I went out to the front line. I went out to the beach. Those that are new to this channel, and I'm called to deliver the message ahead of time. Those that watch this channel on a regular basis, you know that. And I talked about the plunge, and I encourage everyone around the world to listen to that, because that's how God actually works, and that's how God is working with the United States right now. Okay, and we're in a deep freeze, and wherever you're located, and you might be watching, we're a global community. You might be watching from a different country. But a lot of eyes are on the United States right now. We're going to really get into this podcast tonight. I'm very grateful if you're watching live. If you could click the like button, it allows others to get this notification. I I go through things, and then I'm very funny. If you're new to me, you'll be new to me tonight, because so many people are getting this right now. You're feeling this supernatural, crazy stuff that we're living through. We're literally living through this. So where I am, there's 45-mile-an-hour wind. It's freezing cold, and earlier today, prior to me coming on now, I was in a different neighborhood hanging with a friend, and I'm leaving, and so the wind's howling. I'm looking at the houses, and I'm like, this is like the end scene in Equalizer 2. All right. So if anyone doesn't know, I like to paint a picture. If those that are new to listening to me or watching me, all right, maybe hear me on YouTube Music. How you doing? All right. So if you ever seen the last sequence in Equalizer 2, that's that's how the wind. That's how it is right now, and it's really wild. It's wild to see this happening on the earth, and tonight we're gonna go below the freezing mark with 45 mile an hour winds, and it's really it's a wild time. How how do we build to the 3 days of darkness that is necessary for many people? You might be tuned into this, and if you're one of the people that tunes in and you're really able to focus your attention, you really, you see what the problems are in society, in the world. All right. A lot of people, they didn't want to listen. And, biblically, it said that, the storm will go right around you. Did you know this? So right now, as we go through these events, we've been going through them really in a post-2020 world. And I can sit here tonight grateful to God as God has sharpened me. And when you heard in the past, the meek shall inherit the earth, but what that actually meant was everyday life people were going to inherit this earth. And, we will take our republic back. But it's the mindset of people, and you really can't blame them. I recently did a full video on this. I encourage everyone to check out my channel that's new tonight. And, I talked about how mainstream media destroyed the brains of the modern woman. And you go out there, because I grew up in Brooklyn, and I met people from different countries, right? And they came from different cultures, and they didn't have the mindset. But when you look at what's on TV, mainstream media, it promotes stuff that actually is messing up, right, the lives of other people. I'm sure there's many people that are tuned in. You say, you know what, I just like to have a healthy relationship. I want to have a healthy job. I want to be wealthy, not in an egoic sense. I want to pay my bills. How many people, what I'm discussing right now, I'm hitting it with laser pinpoint accuracy. You're a person, you want to have a healthy relationship. You want to have, be healthy in the workplace. Your work's got to be supported. Your wealth. Okay. And something happened. Here. And when you sit back and you look at the subconscious programs and people that don't really understand about life and who is actually leading the charge, who's leading the charge. All right. And, this is where leadership has to rise. And as we're in this deep freeze that we're going through, it goes all around you. It goes through the society right now. Most people can't break the subconscious programs that I was talking about. If you're new to this, you could click subscribe. If you'd like to be healthy, wealthy, and wise this year, do you want to be healthy again? You're going to click subscribe. You're going to be mentally healthy again, right? Spiritually healthy. A lot of people are spiritually lost. I see this on a daily basis. Would you agree with that? Are you tuned in? Do you see people? You can see them in the workplace, at the gym, right? You could tell, you're watching the behaviors. You could say these people are spiritually lost, right? And the thing is, chat is blowing up right now. How's everyone doing? It's a big night tonight. We're plunging. And sometimes we have to hit the bottom. So sometimes we have to go all the way down to the bottom, squeeze every last drop out, and it's going to be frozen cold. We have to go below, because people don't break the subconscious programs. People in their everyday life in the world, if you're an awakened person, if you're sealed in the forehead and you're out there and you say, I'm looking at, I say, these people are worshiping the matrix. You're sitting there, right? You're sitting there tonight. It's frozen cold. It's frozen cold over here. It shouldn't be frozen cold, but it is. We're all in this together right now. I couldn't believe the wind was howling. The wind. I hear it right now. I was out earlier with you guys. I'm not going out there right now. And you say, these people worshiping the matrix. And then you say, oh, Morpheus was right. These people actually defend the matrix itself. I've seen a lot of stuff. I was talking to one of my buddies in the gym, and there was these people in Minnesota, and it was such a weird synchronicity. I hope everyone's tuned into this. Listen carefully. When you see, you gotta have the open third eye. You gotta say, what am I looking at? And we saw all these people, and they were like very angry, and they were angry at ICE. and they were sitting in sub-zero temperature. And I was saying to my buddy, well, these people, it's dangerous to be out. It's got to be so dangerous to be outside in cold. If anyone wants to help us out in the chat or in the comments today, how can someone be so angry that they're in a temperature? Do you understand what I'm saying right now? There's a temperature and they're angry about the ice. And it's frozen, and it's frozen. I mean, there's got to be people the chat is blowing up right now. Maybe you're watching on the replay. Are you seeing what's happening in the world? Do you see what's happening in the United States? And anyone at all? Sometimes I say, am I the only one alive? I know there's people that are tuned into this tonight, and you could say, how does no one see this? And then eventually you see a buddy. Oh, he sees it too. Oh, me too. Right? And all of a sudden, right, you start having these conversations. It's really wild. So I had that conversation with a buddy of mine in the gym. Okay. So I'm working out today, and one of my friends comes in, and I was talking to someone else, and he goes, I just want to go home. And he walks to the locker room. That was what I talked about, this rising. So it brings me great joy. You know, our community has come so far. And anyone that's listening to this, I always talk about boots on the ground, how your high commander is on the ground, you know, to connect with people. Anyone that's listening to this, you know, you got to build communities in your area. I'm so grateful for the community in my area. You know, and you feel, it's just the way of this era that you're alone, right? And things happen in my life, and you say, oh, I feel so alone. And but you're not alone. And you'd be surprised how many people are waking up to what this plunge is all about. As we plunge into the depths of the cold tonight, it's icy cold tonight. It's unbelievable. And, you know, I intuitively, I knew that this was it, and I needed to come tonight. Maybe you're seeing me. We got a big one tonight. I had to bring out the big mug for this one. I got a big one. Okay. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit around. All right. You're going to learn, you're going to expand your consciousness. You're going to laugh. That's what this community is all about. It's everyday life people that decide, you know what? We're the leaders. You love that, Debbie? 1111. I appreciate everyone coming in the chat. Hit the like button. Everyone hit the like button. I appreciate it. So, you know, you're a person, and I've seen this. I've seen it, and it's hard as I discuss this rising, you know, and I said, you know, I felt that this is happening. You could see it, that we're possibly and probably, maybe, who knows, maybe a miracle will happen. We will, you know, break a record of cold with 45-degree chill. You know, there's crops, there's, you know, citrus. I'm sure there's many people that want fruits this year. All right. And you know what, like, we have to look at different levels and layers. Okay. I speak to different people at different levels of consciousness on this channel. Okay. So, you know, you could look at it at face value. You could look at it as, you know, heck, if something could have been done to stop this, or maybe biblically, maybe this has to happen. Maybe there has to be a great clearing, because I've been through the pruning in my everyday life, and I'm stronger and I'm better and I'm refined when I went through God's pruning. And all of this right now brings us to the 3 days of darkness. 3 days of darkness is not, it's not just like people that spiritual bypass. I see a lot of them out there. They like to spiritual bypass. They don't want to do the work themselves, right? You got to be, especially if you're a man, all right? A lot of people, they're sitting in the house. It's astonishing what I've seen. It's astonishing how backwards the world has been, especially in the United States. It's been very backwards. And, you know, I reflect on my grandfather. My grandfather served in World War II, all right? And he instilled many things in me. And that man worked, and he was so eager to work and build for the family. I can reflect back on my Nana, and, you know, we don't have women like that no more. And people are out there, and again, but why is this? It's all in the brain. It's what you saw on TV. It's what you saw on mainstream media. It's what you saw on social media. I appreciate that, Joe. I appreciate the blessings tonight. Thanks for being here, everyone. There's the darkness in the world. So what can you elaborate on the 3 days of darkness, Uncle Mike? All right. In the chat, because of the angle, is like I'm looking. Sometimes I like to see what's going on in the chat. There's something like in the way, so I'm trying to throws me off. That's why I'm not even going to look at it. I like to be, you know, part of the interactive with the community. Anyone that's new. 3 days of darkness is very meaningful because it represents a reset. I could share this from my everyday life, what I've studied in anything. 72 hours. Have you ever done a 72-hour fast? Have you reset your body? Have you tapped into autophagy? Have you detoxed from anything? Anything in your everyday life, you know, it's very meaningful. And that's why this 3 days of darkness, it's been around. And I know that in the mainstream world, right, people take these things and they want to manipulate it a certain way. But the 3 days of darkness, when you think about fasting, when you eliminate something from your life and you tap into autophagy, or if you baseline and you disconnect because you're constantly looping the same cycle. Have you done anything like that for 3 days? Have you done anything like that for 100 days like I did on the channel? You could check it out, and I share about my journey. Gator Chomp, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm very grateful for the support. Gator Chomp writes, trust God. That's a tremendous word. I'm grateful for the super chat. Thank you so much. I love you. And I hope that the Gators are might be too cold for them. So down here before the iguanas, they freeze and they fall out of the tree. Okay. It's so interesting to see and this is what I want to bring up. How fragile life is. How fragile life is. Dude, like, if say this, obviously you can see the weather is the patterns are changed, you know, whether they were manipulated by the solar flare, whether they were, you know, we see a different pattern. You know, a lot of people don't realize how fragile life is. If things changed and all of a sudden you're in the Arctic, I hope someone hits the like button for that. Like, this is why God gives us the darkness. This is why God plunges us, because people don't want to wake up. Do you understand? I see people all the time. I'm talking right to you, right? I'm here as a warrior. Do you realize how fragile life is? I need you to get it through your brain tonight, bro. I need you to get it through your brain, modern woman, if you're listening. Do you understand how fragile life? What happens if what happens if the weather, if the climate changes and now everything's frozen? Do you understand? The chat is blowing up. This is, I break the subconscious programs on this channel and I wake people up. I want you to think about it. It's good, right? You got to think about this right now. Right now, if this weather pattern change, I just get this in your brain, because people don't want to change until the pain of remaining the same exceeds the pain of change, especially in the mind control NPC people bots of the United States. Because people don't want to wake up. Okay? Because they don't want to go to God, right? They want to go to all this other stuff. I've seen it from the past few years. All right. And I could share in front of millions of people, and people watch my journey. Oh, look at this guy. He's still going. He's still going. You got to be connected to God. You got to be connected to source. Where are you placing your worship? Where are you placing your worship? I want you to think really hard tonight and think about that. Like you say, oh, this will go away. But just get it in your brain and realize how fragile life is, And all this, and all the plant life frozen, think about it. What would you do right now if this climate boom, it just stayed like that for months? What would happen? Do you understand? On this channel, I left a message. Okay, I leave the deep messages, the deep truths to the universe, and I teach about God. And you're going to see this. There's going to be people that listen to this. You say, "Oh yeah, I've seen this. I've noticed this." And God is going to give you a little tap. This is what's been happening, especially in the United States. God's going to give a little tap, and then God's going to give a little nudge, and then you're still not paying attention. And then my father used to call it the dead leg. Boom. And if you still don't wake up, if you're still not paying attention, God gives a great shaking. Over the course of my journey, I listen very carefully. It's always best to listen to the little taps and nudges that God gives you. A lot of people have watched me on my journey, right? I practice what I preach on a daily basis. And you got to listen to these things, and you don't put these people, things, and situations back into your life. You got to wake up. You got to realize what's important in your life. Because think about it. Think about what would happen if the climate literally changed and it was frozen cold in this area. Flash frozen society. That's how cold it's freezing. I was talking to my sister's fiance. He's in Jersey. He's trying to see her. Snow's up to my waist. It's hard. It's impossible to move and stuff, right? M. Gruden writes, gratitude is balance. I talk about gratitude. It's so important to apply gratitude to your everyday life. Gratitude. Have an attitude of gratitude. And I've shared this. I have a tremendous Facebook as well. I teach on Facebook. You could hit me up on Facebook. Link is in the description. I did a couple of live streams out in the cold. I had to be grateful. I'm not going to complain. It was cold, right? I got to go out there. I got to be barefoot. I got to ground, right? I got to be grateful, because think about other people. The problem is in the world, people don't put themselves in other people's shoes. Years ago, I was a public school science teacher, and I heard the stories of many families. I listened to the stories of many children, many of them that I had to be a father figure for. And I saw and I learned. And if anyone that's been watching my journey, okay, you say, where'd you get your background from? When you listen to so many stories of children, and dude, parenting is so important, and it's amazing to hear the stories and see what people have to go through. Some people don't want to put themselves in other people's shoes. Some people want the quick fix. And the situation that we're in right now, all right, I encourage everyone to watch my video, okay, on the channel page, The Path of the Warrior. You could type in The Path of the Warrior, Michael DellaRocca, and it will come right up in the YouTube search. Weak men create tough times, and tough times create the new kings of the world and queens of the world. What's up, Divine Feminine? How you doing? Okay. Gator Chomp, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm very grateful for the support. Gator Chomp writes, do not conform to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. I'm very grateful for the super chat. I'm grateful for those words, Gator Chomp. Thank you so much. There's a video on the channel page for anyone that's new, how to determine if it's God's voice or just like your thoughts and stuff. Oh, you'll know the difference. You know if something is soul-based or if it's worldly-based. And, sometimes in life, I had to push through a lot of fear to get to the level that I'm at right now. And people might say, well, what'd you do it for? What'd you do it for? Did you do it for the fancy Lamborghini? For the billions and billions of dollars? Did you do it for that? Did you do it for the models and bottles, right? You see the models and bottles all around us here? What'd you do it for? Hey, I did it for my freedom. I did it for my freedom. I did it for my freedom. We are in the world, we're not maybe 100% free, but at the place in my life, and that's why I had to have so many real life stories that I had to live through. I'm telling you, bro, freedom is everything. Freedom is everything. Put a like on this video if you feel in your heart that freedom is everything. You smash that like button for me. I appreciate it. If you're loving it, I appreciate it. If you click subscribe, I appreciate it very much. This is what we have to go through. All right. And you really want to watch my video on Desperado Plunge, because that's what's happening tonight. And it has to be that, like, we're going down and like it feels like this is it. It's got to get so low. It's got to get real intense, because then and only then, because there's a lot of people, and I know there's people that tuned in. I'm hitting it with laser pinpoint accuracy. They just will not wake up. What's really important in life? Gator Chomp, thank you again. Gator writes freedom. Yeah, it's about freedom. It's about freedom. Do things on your terms, And I always discuss, I teach a lot. We're actually all conscious creators. Your life will change if you watch this channel for 3 months. You could actually read the comments from people that watch daily. 9 a.m. Eastern, click the subscribe. I appreciate it. So there's nothing that you can, there's nothing outside of you, your life, and anyone in the world that hears me tonight. There is a window of time. I'm going to teach this for forever. It's because it's never going to change. Oh my God. Actual stuff that is not, you ever see these fake people on, how you doing, that are out there? No, this is always going to be the answer. So if I simplify things, I simplify it. I make it real simple here. Great teacher right here, right? See? So there is a window of time when that head hits the pillow at night, right? When that head hits the pillow at night, and the story, what you're telling yourself, that window of time, everything that's telling you everything about your life. You understand? You have to understand the power that you possess. You have to understand the queen that you are. You have to understand that the king that you are. And it's not going to be easy. It's not easy going through this. 3 days of darkness. It truthfully is a biblical thing, and I encourage everyone in any aspect of life. Okay, and I've done everything. Maybe you say, "Oh, I want to fast. I want to fast for 3 days." Give yourself a reset. I want to take an internet fast for 3 days. I want to not talk to anyone at all for 3 days. Reset yourself. I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to watch TV. I saw it on TV. I'm sorry, it had to come out. It's got to be real. It's got to be. I saw it on TV. Yeah. Maybe turn off the TV. TV. You could start tonight with this. You cancel cable, get yourself a smart TV. You put YouTube app on your TV. I'll put me on. You put other people on. Get real people on, watching, listening. Getting boots on the ground. Getting real educational stuff, and make you laugh too. Huh? Okay. Maybe that's what we got to do. Yeah. Maybe that's what we got to do. Maybe we got to get rid of the fear, PORN. Maybe that's what we got to do. Maybe I don't know. There's a lot of brokenness. I'm not going to get into everything tonight, but people that watch on a daily basis, you know the rant. You know. People are you canceled cable years ago, Diane? Diane canceled the cable. Now they're raising a Wi-Fi bill up the kazoo. All the bills are up. So I notice people that are new tonight, it always gets loud. It gets very loud when you're at the end. It gets very loud. So the bills, I see it. I see other men, right? There's real actual bills. There's real actual work that has to be done. All of a sudden, every bill is through the roof, right? They want 75. They try to raise me up. All right. I had to go to the office, Xfinity. I had to say, yeah, my bill can't be 110, right? And I work them down, right? You got to be, especially you're listening in. All right. You got to be responsible. That is currency. That is energy. You can't just be throwing stuff away. All right. I've motivated a lot of people, right? I never got into, drinking alcohol. Maybe I motivate you, right? I used to have friends years ago. I would go out to the clubs and stuff, try to, you're being social, meet girls and stuff, but I never drank. And they said, oh, you must save a lot of money. You must save a lot of money by not drinking. Yeah. So you got to be focused on in life. And a lot of people aren't looking. See, and I've had this. I know there's a lot of people that are tuned in. And if not, I'm here to guide you on your evolutionary journey. I'm here to guide you on your evolutionary journey. We can wake up and have an epiphany of what's important in life. Oh, by the time I'm done with you, you will realize that all roads lead to what? You're going to find out soon. All roads lead to what? There's so many people in this world. And I really let it out because so many people resonated with earlier today that you're not from here. You're like, there's something wrong. This doesn't make sense. You're looking around. You say, this doesn't make sense. No. There has to come a place where you stop. When you think of everything getting cold, right? The molecules slow down when it gets cold, right? We're gonna do science 101. The molecules slow down when it gets cold. It's got to get real slow. Sometimes in life, you got to say, we got to slow down. We got to realize what the heck is going on. What is going on in our country? Does anyone know? And then you see, so it always gets loud, and you could see, like I give like everyday life examples. All right. I hear other people, right? Like, for example, and this is very meaningful. I get to the spiritual meanings of these things, right? The water bill is up, right? So that is so important, right? In my community, you have to pay a water bill. I have a friend, he has to pay a sewer bill or whatever, anything to do with the water. And all of a sudden the bills are going up. Feel that squeeze. Everything in life is going to follow your nervous system. Your nervous system. Did you know this? And that's why, when I teach people, you got to understand your health. You have to understand energy. You have to understand that if you are in fight or flight, you are putting out this frequency and is creating the reality. And then guess what? There could be a collection of people in an area, a country, and so many people are all putting out the same thing. And until, listen carefully, you reach critical mass of people, are we on the channel right now? Are we the people? Then when we all collectively in one, and we all put it together, we create what's called a constructive interference wave. And then you change the reality, the timeline, the structure. Yeah, Tesla had free energy for us. What happened to that? What happened to the free energy? Electric bill through the roof. My electric bill's good. I say, oh, I'm gonna save money. I don't have to run the heat now. It's crazy. It's a wild time. So I'm out there today. I'm basically Equalizer 2. If anyone doesn't know that scene, look it up. Okay, that was me today. And then I said, I said, I'm from that moment, I said, I gotta go live. I gotta talk about this because this is happening right now. Equalizer 2. Watch that. Watch that ending thing. Ashley Gold 444. Thank you so much, Angel. I appreciate the super chat. Ashley Gold writes, our world right now, the closer you step toward the light, the bigger the shadow becomes. The closer you step to freedom, the louder the chains rattle. Yeah, I appreciate the support, Ashley Gold. Thank you for the super chat. Beautiful words. And that's why, it's getting really loud right now. That's why you get the intensity right now. And there's people that are new, a lot of this is correlated to our sun and the energy that's coming in. You might be new. You say, you know what? I felt a little strange in the past week. All right. And when you have these massively strong solar flares, it's affecting your body. We could see what's going on in the world. As above, so below. Which timeline are you connected to according to your frequency and according to your nervous system? Your nerves, electricity, electromagnetic energy, your nervous system. Listen carefully to the message. You will tune into a timeline according to where you're vibrating at or where you dwell. Where do you dwell? What do you mean, Uncle Mike? Where you dwell is where you think about 80% of the time. What do you think about the world? What do you think about you? Are days getting better or days getting, does the outlook look scary to you? Do you think things are getting better? I'll give you an example. Sometimes, someone will stumble into the comment section and they'll write, oh, but nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happens. And I says, nothing ever happened? Are you kidding me? In a world post-20, you're going to sit there in my comment section. You're going to sit there, beta male, in my comment section. How you doing? And you're going to say nothing ever happened? Oh, that's your everyday life, not my life. Nah. Now, this world opened up. This world opened up in 2020. And my life changed, right? All the evidence is here for the channel. Click subscribe, everyone. Let's get 1 million people here. How can you say nothing happened? Nothing happened. Because so the thing is, in this world, people are numb to things. And that's why it's got to get more intense and more intense. Do you understand what I'm saying? So many people are numbed down. One of the major problems in society is the attention span. We see a lot of short form content. Like people, they got to keep scrolling. And again, it is slightly like kind of like an addiction. And we see people get the short, got to get the endorphins going, right? Got to get that hit of adrenaline from all the short form content. But if you're able to see, I'll sit and I watch listen, we'll go probably 1 hour tonight. How long will we go tonight? All right. You might go out in the world and you say, yeah, there's people that can't hold their attention anymore. If you want to be successful in life, anyone that decides to listen to me tonight on this message, I'm telling you right now, your attention span, so important. There's like a handful of things that I teach on this channel. This is how real leadership, right? You're the leader, bro. You're the leader, right? And you have to lead regardless, without anything. Okay. Does the outer world it's your embodiment. It is I have an identity. You understand? Nothing in the outer world. I am that I am. Right? So it is the embodiment. It is the identity. Watch my video, The Path of the Warrior. We'll put it up on the screen for the end, on the replay, for those that haven't watched it yet. Watch it every night. Watch it on replay. The Path of the Warrior. The Path of the Warrior. You got to get it in their brain. I say this a lot because a lot of people, you have a subconscious program, and you probably got it from mainstream media. Are we up? Are we up? Are we alert? Are we seeing this? And you probably got the mainstream media told you. They told you what job you're supposed to have. They told you what type of relationship you got to do. Yeah, this is the way you have to live. Oh, in order for you to have a life that's that is normal or whatever. Okay, I ain't normal, kid. I ain't normal. Are you? You got to laugh at this stuff. These are clowns, bro. Cliff is a meme warrior. He's also a meme warrior on Facebook. I appreciate you, and I appreciate our Facebook community. And again, that's why, it's really about all of us coming together. Everyone has something different to put into the pot. We are plummeting right now, and we're hitting the baseline. Below the baseline, below the foundation of the earth. The temperature is crashing below zero. It's frozen cold. But from this, the republic will rise. Do you understand? This is the message. From this low, you have to get to that low point. You got to get to that frozen cold. You got to get to zero. You got to get to below zero. You got to feel it. And then the republic will rise. Right? And I see there's really nothing out there. Every day when I wake up, listen, I had to fight through a lot of fear, going through all this stuff. I'm sure a lot of us we're all going through this right now. You got to fight through these things. On the other side, you will find greatness. Lacey writes, God is love. Yeah. One of our top videos, that was the main talking point. You choose. Do you choose to be a superhero? I train superheroes. I train superheroes. Will you choose fear or unconditional love? In every decision that you make, that's the answer every time. Every time. If you're hearing me for the first time, am I making this decision or lack of decision? I'm afraid. Is it fear or do I love it? Do I love this thing? Do I love this man? Is it love or is it fear? Is it Christ or is it Antichrist? The truth or the fake? There's so much fake stuff in this world. And that's why a lot of people that are tuned in all the way through this message tonight, and you feel numb to it. We kind of started this off, this rising. If anyone didn't watch that talk about I want to go home, I'm sure there's probably more people on tonight saying, yeah, I feel like I want to go home. I don't belong here. You let me know in the chat. Oh, wow, this is sometimes in life. And again, and God sometimes will put us in a timeout for your personal journey, I teach you about your journey with God. You click subscribe. You take the journey. But sometimes God's got to do it for a group of people. Do you understand what I'm saying tonight? Do you understand what I'm saying tonight? For a group of, or a country, or an area. Do you understand? Elizabeth Empath knows the answer. I appreciate you being here, Elizabeth Empath. I appreciate anyone that's here. And you could smash the like button and keep the momentum going. Melanie writes connection. Yeah, connection is lacking, you know. And again, this, in anything in life, you want the 3 days of darkness. There were people when 2020 happened and I was hiking with my brother. We were boys. We were hiking. I was already doing the hiking. This is how I was living my everyday life. But if you're a person, I got to go to the club. I got to do this. So then those are the people that struggle. Do you understand what's coming? Do you understand what, hello? Hi. When that happened, that's why I'm saying it's you. It's always you. I did a big video a couple of years back, 1776 energy. It's you. Stop blaming people. And this is just the truth. I know some people, they don't like it, but it is the truth. You're going to blame these people on the TV, these famous people, this thing, that thing. It's you. It's you. And when I say that, I'm talking to the trolls, the deny, right? Everyone's got to get up. You got to get up. You got to get to work. I said, this man, this guy, he's in the mother's basement. Oh my God. He's trolling me in the comments section. Don't you want to get up? Don't you want to work? Don't you want to provide for your family? I got nobody, son. I got no girl. I'm ready to provide. I work every day. Smash the like button. There's got to be people that resonate with this. I say, my God, this is the weak people of society. It's always you. Until one day, a badass is going to stand up. I'm like a spiritual badass. That's what I became. This is what I became. I said, this is great. Everyone's going to be so sweet. Sweet as apple pie. Then I had to study other people that did this. I'm not even like super ultra famous. I listened to other people. I had to listen to other leaders. And I said, wait a second. Then I had to talk to shamans. And they all, and everyone said, it's within the people. It's within the brain. You understand? Stop blaming famous people. Everyone wants to blame. And so you got to get up and you got to get mad. That's what I teach people. You got to get mad. You got to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to make a change. Get to work, bro. I've done quite a bit. I'm grateful for my journey. I'm grateful for God. God gave me the 3 days of darkness. God put me in the isolation. God put me out in the wilderness so I could become the king. So I could focus on the path of the warrior. Everyone's going to watch Path of the Warrior. I know there's a lot of new people on tonight. You're going to get that in your brain, especially our men. This is not going to change. Anyone that wants to hear me, I love it. If you troll me, I love it. I love the trolls. Okay. I love them. Weak men create tough times. You're sitting there on OF. You're spending your salary. You're giving it to the Jezebel spirit. This is what I teach. You got to become a man. You got to grow up. If you're the modern woman, you got to act like a woman. Get rid of that stuff in the brain. And I'm here to tell you, it's not your fault. I said this already, but in this world right now, listen to what I said before, the tap, the nudge, the dead leg, and if some people they still don't want to wake up, this earth is going to shake like never before. This is how God works. This 3 days of darkness. And I'm sure if the internet goes down, social media goes down, think about this. As I said earlier, okay, look at this world right now. Look at where we're living in this freezing cold. You don't understand how fragile life is. I see people that don't care, that throw their lives away. I've seen so much waste. And everyone's separate and everyone's in fear. And you got to get up and you got to realize the king you are. You got to realize the queen that you are. I am the leader. This is how I live my everyday life. And I'm grateful for the real life community that I've had and built. Boots on the ground. You got to be empowered. We all have to be empowered. We have to become healthy again. And some of us, and I will, this is why I teach this. If you go through a healing crisis, when it comes from stress, what is stress? Stress is the number one cause of dis-ease. What does it do? It throws off your nervous system. How many people are tuned into this tonight? And you say in a post-2020 world, all of a sudden, your nervous system got shot. Boom, you took it to your nervous system. And all of a sudden, right, then you got pains in the stomach. You got all these things. Elizabeth, I appreciate you sharing this. How about everyone share this tonight? Right? This is the message that we need tonight. We're in a deep freeze. We're plunging into the dark. God plunges us into the darkness. I referred to those 2 videos. You're gonna watch them. You're gonna watch them on repeat. You're gonna get it in the brain. We need warriors to rise. I've taken this motto. I've spent many a day alone. Okay? You have to have that mindset, even if I have to do it myself. That's what I've done. I've never backed down. I've never bowed down. And as I said earlier, when that window of time, when your head hits the pillow at night, that is the answer. When I go to sleep, listen to these words. I've coached up a few people in the gym, and I say, "Can you fall asleep in 3 minutes?" He said, "No, I can't." Okay. When my head hits the pillow at night, I fall asleep in 3 minutes. But years ago, with all the stress and all this other stuff, this is the freedom I'm talking about, because you have this stuff running in the background. You think you're out of it, but there's something that's stirring in your subconscious. There's something that's rattled in your nervous system. Look at all the fear that's been pumped up. We take our republic back. The everyday life people are going to rise up right now. I appreciate everyone hitting that like button. I appreciate it so much tonight, because you got to wake up. You got to look at this world. Look at what we're living through right now. Is this weather? Let me know if it's normal. If you think it's normal, like the guy that, oh, nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. Because people are numb to it. Do you understand? Can't be numb no more. Sharon Shrum, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm very grateful for the support. Sharon writes, 555, love y'all, everyday lives. Keep going, Michael, and all of us light warriors. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for that. I'm very grateful. Grateful for everyone that's tuned in. And that's why this is how I listen to God. Those that watch me on a regular basis, you know, I don't usually go live at night. You have to know when to perform at your finest. You know, I'm showing up. This is the end. This is it. You know, I'm showing up. Those that have been watching me for years, you know, I'm showing up tonight. Do you understand? You know, I see in the community wherever I post, and I'm getting feedback from people having the weird symptoms in their body, the feelings. You feel all animals are picking up on these things. So you are able to pick up on these things. I appreciate that, Melanie. I appreciate it so much. We got the lighthouse energy, Jen. Yeah. It is a special tonight, Lacey. You're all special to me. Ultimately in life, you know, like, don't you want to know? Don't you want to know what you can accomplish, what you can do? And if you click subscribe, that's what this channel is about. You're going to learn what you actually can do. When I was younger, you know, you knew like the power that you had, but you were gaslit, or you said, "Oh, you have to do this. This is how this is the life you're supposed. You have to live at this level," and it's ingrained in in the programs. It's in your brain, and then it's your frequency, and then it's your dwelling, and then especially people that are in the United States. What's up? It's you never saw the light of day because you turned on the TV. That's why I'm grateful for YouTube. Years ago, you know, and I just had a science background, and you know, I wasn't into, you know, I don't watch this nonsense, The Bachelor, all this crap that puts it in your brain. I wanted to learn stuff. I went on YouTube and I started studying Nikola Tesla. This is what I did, right? This is what I was doing. I'm studying all this stuff. And I said, wow, you know, other than that, all you have, and that's why you have to realize you have to be understanding to other people that are under this mind control. Do you understand mind control? This is not like a joke. Okay. If you are downloading programs from birth to the age of 7 or 8, and then it's repeated and repeated in your school, it's repeated and repeated by NPCs at the water cooler in your workplace. They're gaslighting you. Anytime you want to break free, Morpheus told you this. You need the pillars. On this channel, you're going to have the strongest pillars. What are the pillars? Okay, I'm going to teach you the pillars. Okay, everyone in the world, right? Your overall health, your wealth, your relationship, and your vocation purpose. Anyone that watches me, boom, 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 focus. This is what I teach on this channel. You show up every day, you're going to have healthy, wealthy, wise. I got to lead. I got to go now. And I'm grateful for all of you because you guys are pushing it out. You understand the way of the world. So we have to push through it because in the world, it's the law of 80-20. 80% of the society is going to be surface level. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb, right? Desperado plunge. That was a great story with my dad. I hope everyone watches that one because that's really what God does for us. I could sit here tonight. I'm so grateful to God. Oh, I went through all this crazy stuff, but my life is enriched, so enriched, and it's according to what my journey is about, what I can bring to our country, to the world, right? What I can bring for my life, for my journey. I refer to stone soup a lot. Coffee went down the wrong pipe. I talk about stone soup. Everyone's putting something different in the pot, and then we all eat. And that's how we move as we move forward. When we hit the Sub-Zero, remember Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat? Okay, some people know. All right. I do the jokes as I teach. Do you love jokes? Some people remember you remember Sub-Zero. No, we're going Sub-Zero. Okay. We go Sub-Zero. We gotta go below the plane of existence. And this is where the foundation is built. Like you might be seeing me tonight for the first time. People say, where's Michael? Does anyone know where he is? Oh, he's beneath the surface of the earth with God. Well, what the heck's he doing down there? Oh, there he is. He's got the hard hat on. Look at him. He's down there with God. What the heck are they doing below the surface of the earth? Oh, they're building a foundation. I'm building a foundation. Do you understand? This is how you differentiate yourself. This is what we need. This is how we take back our republic. Do you understand what's going on? Please smash the like button if it resonates. I appreciate that. This is what we do. You'll always know them by their fruits. 100 strong. I appreciate. There are certain things that, like, You could put things into tiers. Know them by their fruits. Oh my Lord. It's so important to know that. So important to know that. All the time. Seen it for years. Never changes. And that's why, like, I could sit in front of millions of people and I could say, okay, this person, and because they're running off the subconscious programs, that's what you know them by their fruits. They all act the same way. They all do the same thing. And this is why when you have the tough times, you can't be weak. You have to have the path of the warrior. You got to take the path of the warrior. I took the path. I could pass it forward. Did I do it kicking and screaming? Absolutely. Did I complain? You betcha. Yeah. But sometimes we have to. All right. So those that watch when I go outside, you'll see Lily this rising. If you miss this rising, sometimes I do the pod outside. Sometimes we're in the nice cushy YouTube studios of Our Everyday Lives, and sometimes we're outside. So I have the peace lily. I had to prune her. I had to go in there. I got to cut off all the dead branches, the dead leaves, and rip them out. Right, clean her up. Got to clean her up. So that's what God prunes us. So like that, I am God I'm playing the role of God for that plant. Okay, the plant's roots, it's in the pot. It can't do anything. So I got to come, I got to say, what are you doing to me, right? Why are you ripping? No, this is dead. And you rip it out, you clean up your plant, and then she's going to grow, and then she's going to be blossoming. And this is really like the way of the world. We are able to, there's so much joy when you grow with someone else, and it's sad, especially in this country. I've done videos on this. The people are programmed. They're self-sabotaging. They're not in alignment. Concerned about. It was like a Bobby cut. Yeah. I love you, Cliff. In life, it's got to get real uncomfortable, and then you're going to realize your superhero power. I'm sure at the end of this, we plunge into the 3 days of darkness, and you have to understand the meaningful aspects. You have to listen to these words, because people are going to say this and that, but there is this reset. There's that 72-hour window, okay? Especially if you're looking at your body. Now you have to look at a group of people or an area. It's the same thing. This is what I teach on this channel. And I could sit here. I could teach about autophagy and how and the fasting and the 72-hour darkness. Try it. Try any of the things that I have to share. You can watch my full video, how to reset your body for optimal health. I start off a lot of people on their wellness journey with that. 3 days, plunge into the darkness, and then you start again. Then you rise again, and we are going to rise again. The temperature is going to rise again. We're going to get out of this chill. And listen, God gives you what you can handle. In our life, especially in a post-2020 world, we all we kind of went through the ringer. We went through a lot of crazy stuff, and but I could sit here today. I've been doing this journey for 7 years. If you see me for the first time tonight, and you could throw up 777, Rye 1212 writes Desperados Plunge. I love you. I am so grateful for everyone. I love the community. I'm far superior now than I was 7 years ago. And you might go 7 years of tribulation. When is this? Why do I have to go through all this stuff? Again, you're going to watch Desperados Plunge. It's going to be here. If you're watching on a replay, it's going to pop up there. Be at the pinned comment. This is what God is doing for us. Just like my Father did for me. And in this life right now, all roads, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You'll see it here on this channel. You're going to see it in the world, and it's never going to change. And I'm going to teach it every day. All roads, it doesn't make all roads lead to what? You're going to click subscribe, and you're going to make this year the best year of your life. And we're a global community. I know there's people that are just watching the United States right now. You're watching. And I also used perspective. As frozen as you might be in the United States, our brothers and sisters in Australia are burning. It's burning up hot. Are you from Australia? You could let us know if you're in the comments. If you are experiencing that extreme heat, we have to share it. So we got the heaters cranking tonight, and I'm just reading the chat right now. I mean, so this is a world of extremes, in a world of polarity. I hope everyone's listening to this. Man versus woman, right? Republican versus Democrat, right? This color versus that color, whatever it might be. The answer is merging. Not separate, not polarization, not the extremes. It's about the middle. If you are a person and you're more on a spiritual journey, that is called balancing the divine masculine and feminine. If you are more scientific mind, that is called hemisync. So in our world, right, you have to find balance in life. I'm sure there's many people that are tuned into this. You say there's a lot of things that are out of balance, that are out of alignment. But from this moment, heroes will rise. Heroes will rise. Yeah. Raise the vibration, raise the frequency. That's what we're doing tonight. I appreciate everyone coming on. Do we have 777 here? How many are here? I can't, the way that the thing is, it's kind of like throwing it off. Yes, I know all about that. Who wrote that? Emily. Yeah. Yeah, 777. Unconditional merging love, Midge writes. Yeah, I love you, brother. I appreciate everyone that's here. It's anyone that is really feeling this at a deep level. You know what time it is. Look at the world. Look at where we are. Understand the solar flash. I know there's people that are tuned in. All right, this might be new to you. Maybe you're well versed on it. All of these things are connected. All right, because it is the reality. It's the hermetic principle of rhythm. Yeah. As far crazy the pendulum, you understand? Was the pendulum way out of balance? And everything in life is balance. Don't go, even if you think something is, oh, it's so good. And I've seen this. And that's why more and more people resonate with this. I don't judge people by who they voted for, what they took, what they didn't take, what their spiritual practices are, what they eat, right? But in this world, this ain't my first rodeo. I've seen so many people that judge others for can't you? It's amazing. And it's a simple video I did. It was so powerful. And the title of this video was, Don't You Want to Have Fun? That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to work. I have fun. I'm not working. It's my vocation. I'm creating, right? And it's fun, right? Got to start having it. Where do you dwell? I'm going to say this all year. If you haven't click subscribe. This is going to be your greatest year. And I'm going to say, where do you dwell? That chatter that's coming. Got to be careful. Show something. The chatter monster, right? Got to watch out for the chatter monster. And where does that chatter monster? It comes from mainstream media. It comes from knocks on social media. How you doing? Right? No, this is where it comes from. And then you, right? You're sitting there. You're gonna see this, right? Let me teach. Let the teacher teach. Everyone's right. Let the teacher teach. Okay. So you see it's the same energy. Oh, you're sitting there on your couch. You're a sinner. You're a sinner, right? And they go, you're causing global warming. There they go on their private jet. And you're just sitting there on your couch, right? Am I right? Did you notice this? Anyone at all? There you are sitting on the couch. And you're me. What? Is anyone up? Hello? Caroline writes, hypocrisy. I seen a tremendous bunch of memes on Facebook. All right. Let's all connect on Facebook. You guys love this, right? Do you love this channel? I am so grateful for the community support. The greatest support of all, we're going to be ending this in about a minute or two. The greatest support of all is when you click the like button, click subscribe if you haven't. Share it with a friend. You can see that share, that little arrow button. If you could share this on your Facebook, on your social media, keep sharing. If we could just get a floodgate of people sharing, that's what's meaningful to me, because it's really this, what we have built here has been boots on the ground, everyday life people. And that's what makes it meaningful. And this is how we move forward. And it's wild, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Tara writes, you support me every day. I'm here every day, 9 a.m. Eastern. All right. Sometimes I come at night. As our community grows this year, maybe we'll have more night streams. Let me know. Do you love the night streams? All right. And, I teach really anyone that is getting this tonight. You have to start the way you start the day. If you, okay, ready? If the bell rings, right? The alarm goes off and you go on in your living room and you put mainstream media on to start your day, you already lost. Starting your day, so important. And this is the work we do here. And this is what we do here. So I love each and every one of you. It's a big one tonight. Maybe you came in towards the end. You could rewatch when I get off. And, check out the videos that I discussed. They'll pop up at the pinned comment. Go to the channel page. You can watch my detoxification as I discussed videos. I share all about my journey. And my goal here is to make millions of people healthy, wealthy, and wise. My job here, and all of us together, when you share, we are making everyone's everyday life better. That's what we're doing. We're improving the lives of others with real life evidence from firsthand experience. Does anybody know where my teleprompter is? I got to do a live stream tonight. I got to go 1 hour, 13 minutes, 14 minutes. Does anyone know where the teleprompter is? Because I got to go. You ever see these people? There was a guy a couple of years ago. He couldn't read one line off the teleprompter. And that's the leader? Nah, son, I'm the leader. Do you understand the minds? I'm the leader. This is the mindset we have. You love that, Paul, right? I love you, Paul. I love the community. I'm so grateful if you if you shared this one today. No, it's true. The chat is blowing up right now. That guy couldn't read one line. We're going to go 1 hour. Who knows, right? Where's the teleprompter? There are people that were tuned into this today. You were able to focus your attention, and you're sick and tired of the fake and the phony. It's time for authenticity. It's time for the truth. And this is all rising. We're going to come out of this frost. We're going to come out, and then we're going up. But this is Desperado's Plunge. I told you, Desperado's Plunge. We're plunging tonight. Do you see it? Do you see how this works? We are plunging tonight, but from this, we're going to rise. I love each and every one of you. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you all. You love the night stream. I love you guys. Okay, maybe we'll do more night streams. All right. I love you. There's my sister. Everyone's in. I love you guys. I appreciate everyone. Thank you all for being here. This was a big one tonight. Please share it with the world, and you could connect with our other platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Hashtag Our Everyday Lives. All right. I love you guys.